Hello, I wanted to talk about Antifa. First, what is Antifa? Well, Antifa, they describe themselves as the people that try to fight fascism. But what is fascism? Well, the dictionary says it's a form of government that's, well, not really a government, but it's just a way to suppress the opposition and gain more power. And this can be achieved through violence or adding more government regulations. Now, the way that they operate is that they they try to fight people that they think that they are racist, sexist, misogynist, or transphobic, Islamophobic, or whatever, and they try to suppress them from social media. And you remember from the past their workplace, or pretty much so that they don't have a voice or no opinion. Now, this is actually quite interesting to me because their tactics that they use to, silence people is considered fascist. In Yeah, it's it's a little bit ironic, but it pretty much is. But at some point, they do tend to take it a little too far because sometimes people can just state basic facts about what they think and can formulate their own opinions, but they do not like that. They will go out their way just so that this person is probably erased from any platform so that they cannot speak, so that they they can have their own visions of the world. Now there is now this movement that's probably started by Trump, but I don't know if it started. I don't know if it's the best way to put it, but they are starting to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization. Now, I've been a victim of Antifa in the past. So, I am leaning to more towards the saying that this is actually a good idea. But it's a little more complicated than that because an organization, yeah, is described as a group of people with a very common goal, with a or a similar way of thinking. Or in other words, having a single objective. But the only problem is that this is probably the dictionary form definition of an organization, but in terms of political, it's a little bit more complicated because Antifa themselves we can say that they have no leader, so they are not technically organizations because they operate as different cells, but they still have fit the definition of organization because they all have those cells still have this one common goal. But the way they communicate is more like a network because, yeah, they are very organized. They always coordinate with each other. So this is where it gets a little bit iffy. However, this is a, this is one thing that kind of touches me because Antifa, yeah, they say that they are fighting for this cause or that cause, but from my personal experience, they do not. They say that they care about some issues, but they will never do anything to fix them. It's all about political power. I mean, if if you ever like been within them, if you ever talk to them, say one thing that you don't agree with them, they will classify you as their enemy. And if you have seen one of my recent videos of me trying to attend this one protest, which is about anti-racist, you'll see I was not allowed in. But although that day I actually did not really care that much about that protest because it was just a coincidence I was there because I remember at that time I was actually participating at an event that I was actually right next to them. But because of since I was gonna be there anyway, I decided to just go and watch them and film them. But yeah, I was already from the very beginning surrounded by the Antifa as they tell me to leave, which was kind of ironic because I thought this was an anti-racist protest, so everybody should be welcome there. It's even more ironic that I was pushed away all by white people, but for now I'll digress. But and though I was more ironic about that protest too is that the police actually complied with them and they told me to leave. So I don't. I never don't believe them. I never believed them in the first place. But whatever. So what I was trying to say about Antifa and being designated as a terrorist organization. Mm, honestly, after witnessing all the events they have done for the past, like, I don't know, 10 years, 8, 9 years, I think something really needs to be done. I mean, there should be no more leniency towards them because, you know, being being the violence that they do is just really not acceptable. All it does is bring fear, and it led to death, to to death. Like remember that one Antifa that killed the Proud Boy in Portland, and also the recent event with Charlie Kirk. Though the left would say like he's not Antifa technically, but looking at all his social media history, he's Antifa, and there's no denying around it. So something needed to be done, but I don't know if this is the best step. But me personally, arrest needs to be made, prison time needs to be made because these type of acts are not acceptable, and people that are just gonna cheer it on, this is gonna make it things worse because it's like what I said in my audio with Charlie Kirk. Acts of violence like these, with and people encouraging cheering it, will only encourage them to do it even more. And the politicians, like being on their sides and not doing anything about it, you just feel like there's no consequences, so it will keep happening. So, my I, I'm just gonna make this video a little bit short, but I think that, like I said, like I'm more lenient towards like it's a good thing, but I'm not gonna say it's completely good. But but it, something needs to be done so that these acts of terror should not be done. Hmm. And I don't know. I'm gonna say go as far as say maybe BLM should be next, but I'm gonna digress for now. And I just hope like in the how things will go will go like a more like a step up in the future, and that this type of left political aggression will be reduced. So as of now, I'm gonna step out and yes, I think I'm just gonna go to bed. So thanks for watching, and maybe I'll make another video, maybe not, but it's not really my thing. But So I'll see you guys later. And also, before I was just going to give a quick shout out to Arana Nation because yeah, that last live you gave you did, you really inspired me like to keep going, and no matter what happens with the left, if they can't try to do anything to you, you just gotta go have to keep going strong. So thanks Arana Nation, and see you next time.